Mo, what it is, Mo.
Yo, it's popping, huh?
Yeah, ain't nothing. You know what we doing. We on a mission. That nigga say it's impossible. And when we slice the swords, we all choppable. Yeah.
When the
You know what I'm
MCs
saying?
came, okay.
Yeah, you already know. We
Yeah.
on that mission right there. We try to figure it out. But another adventurous week, Mo.
Classic album, by the way, Liquid Swords, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
the Jizza
That joint
word.
was fire. Shadow boxing was fire, bro. And
You know the Wu.
then two
The
side
Wu was
tracks.
classic, man. The Wu was classic.
No, there's a little bit of the hip hop I know. I don't know too much, just a little bit.
Yo, Mo, so we got like a bit of things. I think we hit on Jerry West last week, documentary.
The logo.
And we recently had I don't think you caught wind of this, but I know you'll get in tune with it. But the Hulk joint, Hulkamania, Hulk Hogan, real American documentary on Netflix. Another Netflix. Netflix is trying to do it.
Listen, Netflix has no choice. All right.
They trying to live up to the
keep
prices.
raising my raise, nigga. Listen, I look at my inbox and I'm like, yo, another $1 this month?
Yo,
what's up with y'all?
So it was a four episode joint, and I just got to give my take, before you get with it. But what would you think? Like before I get into it,
Yo,
what
so first off,
what was your
man,
initial
look,
thoughts of this kind of happening?
First and foremost, I'm extremely biased when it comes to Terry, Hulkamania. I know that in his later years, a lot of things came out. He had some scandals. I think he had a sex tape too. This shit was crazy.
He had crazy shit.
He had all sorts of going on. But hey, but we talking about
there's a joint on that too. But a lot of people don't know about that. Yeah.
Like a rock star, right? Like he probably was doing whatever he wanted, right? So
somebody caught him on the Diddy cameras. Somebody caught him on the Diddy. That's what happened, bro.
They sure did. That is what happened. You're right. The blackmail. It happens all the time,
tell him,
right?
Yeah.
So that was rough learning, the Easter Rabbit, Santa Claus, WW. That was hard for me to understand. Like, this is all entertainment, dog. Like, that's why they switched it to the E, right? So they got sued or whatever was gonna get sued, and it was like, no problem. This shit is entertainment anyway. They
call it the Federation, so they had to change it to WWE. And growing up, that shit at first, it's like you wanted to believe it was real so bad.
No. I knew it was real until I didn't know.
There was
like,
definitely a period where you knew it was real, right?
Yeah,
like you thought the blood was real. You thought all that shit was real. You know what I mean?
The earliest wrestlers I could remember was like the Legion of Doom was like my tag team dudes, right? Because they had like the spikes and all that. And then at this time it was Hulk and Ultimate Warrior. Like who's the best, right? And then there was just a lot of cats that I enjoyed from that era. But so did they ruin like your image of?
There was definitely, I wouldn't say ruined. I think they did a good job of kind of like fluffing certain things.
Okay.
There was a lot of missing pieces though, for sure. Like if they wanted to really kind of dig in, they could have. But it was clearly a documentary that they were doing with him jointly. Like it wasn't like, you know what I mean? And then unfortunately he passed away. Okay. It's one of those things. It was iffy. And then I seen some other interviews like after watching it where even his daughter said something like, like there's some stuff missing there. And then the Undertaker had some shit to say, like, this dude was grimy, like there was some shit about he had a few stories. And so I felt like there was definitely some things missing there in between. So, but he could have had a lot to say while they were doing the edits and everything like that.
Have you seen some clips of Booker T?
Booker T is in the joint, right? He's in the joint and he's talking through some stuff, so that was cool. I think one of the skeptical things, and we could look this up on why, but The Rock had quotes in there, and it was like they AI'd The Rock's voice. It did not sound like The Rock at all. And I was like, this is questionable, that this is not really The Rock talking right now. And they're showing his quotes from what he said about Hulk Hogan and the match.
I swear to God, we live in the Running Man, yo. We live in the Running Man. This shit is it's just like you can't believe anything you see.
So I wonder if The Rock really felt, or he was just like, you know what, let me just try to keep it
But
peace.
the interesting thing is when you think about The Rock, let's be real, right? Like The Rock, to me, he's
Yeah.
to me, he's only second to Hulk because you can't.
Yeah.
He was part of the inaugural group of
Yeah.
wrestlers,
Yeah.
commercial wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, my next
A
highest ever is The Rock, right? And
and
like
tha- and that's
like if you're a wrestling nerd, we could argue like other fighters have better fighter styles or this or that, whatever. But bro, it's about the entertainment factor. There was nobody more entertaining than the Brahma
so
Bull.
so I'll give you I'll give you a few examples of like how they kind of like they kind of grazed over things, not really like they didn't go over any type of like real deep stuff. They went over like a bad injury he had. They went like he went into trial because Vince McMahon was being accused for selling or giving the wrestlers steroids, right? So they went over that. He said that he
Yo,
went and testified that he was on steroids on his own, had nothing to do with Vince McMahon or whatever. So that was kind of like where they went into some stuff. They may have mentioned like him drinking or it wasn't even a
you
lot.
seen
Like it wasn't even.
you seen the WWE one, the Vince McMahon joint?
I haven't seen that yet. That's on Netflix too.
Bro, listen, that was multiple episodes too, but yo, they get into that steroid era, kind of like baseball
They
had a
really
steroid era.
But they really talk about like the main theme is like how Hulk Hogan carried the wrestling world for so many years. That's kind of at least what I got through the decades that they kind of go through. It just felt like that was that, and they didn't talk about Stone Cold. They didn't talk about anybody like that was there when he wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? They talked about the glory when he came back to WCW and how he did the whole NWO shit, joined Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. That was dope. You know what I mean? But and I forgot that he was making believe he ran for president and shit. Come to find out he did that because he had a bad knee injury and all this crazy shit. Anyway, I think
Storylines.
yeah, and it makes me want to talk about the next thing. You know, it's all good to see the glory, right? I'm all with that. You know, you want to kind of be able to, reminisce about all the things that you felt you saw, right, and all that. It's not always about the negative, but you also want to know the real. And something that came out this weekend also was the Michael video, the Michael movie, right? So the
The
Michael
Michael
Jackson movie,
movie.
right? And from what I gathered, I didn't see it. I know you didn't see it either.
You
Did you
already
see
know.
it?
You already know I did
Yeah.
not.
So yeah, it's too soon, right? But there's a lot of reviews. The critics
For
didn't give it,
listen, for Unc my age, it's like again, another one.
and that's
You
where
know?
I'm going with this mode. Like it's like for this specific thing, I'm like again with this. Like I done seen the Jackson story how many times? I done seen the Michael Jackson single story a few times already. We done seen the Moonwalker, right? We done seen all of this, and it all ends in the same
Nigga, I
time
even
period.
seen the Wiz.
Seen the Wiz, and apparently they don't even really go into the Wiz.
That's crazy.
They
'Cause
don't
that
talk.
yo,
Apparently, they
like
don't talk about this. So, like, there's things still that they don't mention or
I
talk
seen
about.
Moonwalker, I seen Thriller, I seen
Yeah,
Remember the Time. Like your man, history, right? Like he had all these crazy,
yeah,
like long
yeah.
format videos and this and that.
Albums,
We
yeah.
seen them all. So for this to be like a crazy Michael movie that I'm gonna go see, it's gonna be about a lot of topics that
I just want to see, and it doesn't have to be like I get it. Maybe they don't have the specific details, right? There's not a lot of witnesses to what he would like the rooms that he was in after a certain point of his career, right? Maybe that's the case, Moo, because he was very right, like closed doors. So maybe there really isn't that many witnesses that have things documented that they could maybe figure out how to draw up a scene, right? Where he's thinking about writing this song. They don't really care about us or, the video in general. Why did he shoot the video where he decided to shoot the video or, anything that's controversial about him at a certain point, right? And I'm
yeah,
not
I'm only
saying
into,
like,
I want to know more about like the Sony situation. I want to know about him
yeah,
defending Mariah and like dealing with Tony Mottola, like all that gangster
I
shit
want
that
to
he
hear all
was,
that crazy
all
stuff.
that,
Yeah.
all that.
But I don't want to hear what I would be good with is that stuff that you mentioned. Well, we don't got to go over all of the bullshit, the court cases. And we don't got to do that.
We've already dealt with those
We already
distractions,
dealt with
man.
that. That shit is terrible. I
Right?
don't want to. we could just
His
go into the gangster pieces of Mike. Like let's go
yeah.
into that a little bit more.
Yeah. How is it that the like in this age of like internet and selling, all of a sudden you got tons of people who got stories? Because of course you're gonna have stories, man. Mike was around hundreds of people. And
Yeah.
so why can't the studios do what the internet is doing? Like why? And you know what?
Yo,
Ever
you're
since
right.
AI hit the scene, now they have like little illustrations to go with the storytelling.
Yeah. You could do something.
You know what I'm
You could
saying?
do
But these
something.
cats,
And you
I
you
don't
could
know.
do something and it could be respectable too. Like I understand where people maybe they're like, yo, we don't want to like, like we want to make sure it's done in the right fashion and all this other stuff. There's ways you could do it, I'm pretty sure. Do I have the money to do it? No. Do
Like,
I
do I
have
need? I
the
mean, so I don't know, because I'm like, what we
I would
gonna
I would say
we
I
gonna learn
would
about
say
Ben and like the robot and like
you're gonna learn all
Freddy
that
and
shit again. Yeah, it's all that shit. So
Joe and
from what I know, I'm gonna see it because I definitely want to make sure,
maybe they want to reboot his like music. Like, I
I want
mean,
to make
Mike's
sure the
music has
youth
always been there, huh?
Mike's music circulation hard.
It's
You know what I
always
mean?
been there,
Pause.
right? Like, it's
But
not.
like, I mean, the main thing is I want to make sure the youth gets to understand his story too, right? Like, and that glory. So, hey, keep it
I mean,
alive.
it'll be
So
good if they
definitely want to,
just cut out all the nonsense.
yeah.
It appears
So,
as if it was nonsense because
yeah. So,
there's just too much out there, dog. For let's
but
just let's do
so
a let's do it like a biopic without
so
that piece of nonsense, right?
exactly. And so peep this. So the critics gave it horrible scores, but the viewers, the audience
Typical.
gave it great scores. And that I could see that because of the music and the moments leading up to the music is probably so entertaining. You know what I mean? And people couldn't help. Like you see the videos, people dancing in the movie theater and everything. So like
Hmm.
it is a good field. So that's the best thing. It did
Hold
94
on, there was people dancing in the studio.
dancing in the
Shit
movie
was looking
theater.
like Last
Remember
Dragon
when
and
we
shit.
you remember when we went to see Fade to Black
Yeah.
and
Oh,
niggas just recited the songs and shit. Remember that shit?
I do. Yeah, man.
It was right after the Kanye out a concert that we saw. Yo, that was
Yeah. Oh, that's
crazy.
right. Can I get
We
an
went,
encore?
yeah,
Yeah,
and
that
then
was
we
crazy.
saw it was like the extra late showing,
It was
and the shit was
definitely
that
that
was
shit was totally
crazy.
a sing along. That shit
That
was
shit was
totally a sing
crazy.
along.
People throwing bottles and shit. New York shit
It
wilding
was
out. But
real, yeah, it
anyway,
was bugging
yeah, it
out.
was a little crazy. It was a little crazy. But yeah, the Michael Jackson a little bit better where they just dancing, right? So but yeah, anyway, man. Shout out to the
That's
movie.
all, man.
Hopefully more
Yeah,
people go
man. I
see it.
mean, it's always good to, man.
Yeah.
The way the industry going is like we need Mike. We need a Mike type to come back, man.
Yeah, speaking of mics, man, I'm gonna go to the next person. Club Shay Shay. They had Mr. Michael Beasley on there, right? M Beasley.
Yo,
Be easy, right?
I didn't.
Like
I mean, I was going to get into it, and then the timestamp said like 2.5 hours. I was like, I can't do it.
you always can't do
Can't
it.
do it.
You always can't do it, but you want people to listen in on
But I
our
did
shit.
see the clip though. But I did see the clip.
Man,
This is an attention economy, so you gotta catch the clips. But
I just yeah,
I know
go
you
ahead.
saw the majority of it, so yeah, holla at me. I'll talk about the one that I saw later.
I think that Shannon Sharp, I think he has a great way of going through questions. I really do. I think he has a great way of doing this.
Uh-huh.
Can his show be messy at times? Definitely can be messy, but he does get some stuff out of people where they're able to really give like a detailed story. And once you get, it seems like because I've watched a bunch of interviews with Michael Beasley, and it seems like Michael Beasley, once you get him to start talking about a specific story,
Mhm.
he's gonna give you the details. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna give you kind of like what happened at this point time, pending on what question you ask him. So he talked a lot about his dad. He talked a lot about his mom. He talked like one of the craziest stories was the shit where he was on the Lakers and he put on the wrong shorts to get in the game. He had like the warm-up shorts on. But guess what? His mind was so fucked up. His cousin had just passed away, right? And then he had just found out that his mom had stage 4 cancer. And he didn't want to travel right? Because he didn't want the team talking shit about him. You dig? And then before that, he was with the Knicks. I don't know if you remember this. He was with the Knicks for a short stint. And the reason why
The wrong city to be in.
they didn't re-sign him, but he wanted to be with the Knicks because it was right near, like it wasn't too far
Yeah,
to
from
get home to
Maryland,
see his
yeah.
moms.
Yeah. Damn, you see what I'm saying about the Knicks? I'm gonna leave it right there with the Knicks, man. Anyway.
Nah, but yo, the whole game is like, what's up with these people, man? Like, this is a person, dog. Like,
yo, if you don't subscribe to their game plan, then it's like
that's
whatever.
some
They
bullshit though.
discard you. That's
Yeah, so
crazy, man.
yeah, so
So a lot of the
I'm
stuff
probably
that he
not
was
telling
going
it.
through.
I'm probably my fault, Mo. I'm probably not telling it as accurate, but that was kind of like one of the stories I just wanted to
Yeah.
share. It's fucked up, man.
The one that I saw was when he started to talk about, I guess, the AAU coaches getting like
Yeah.
bread and like, the kids
Yep.
not knowing that they on the
Yep.
come up in the background.
Yep. Yep.
And I don't know, I was using context clues because I'm looking at a clip, but it seemed like, because at the end the nigga was like, so you get like $100,000 and this and that, and then I get to the league and I still owe you.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's what
wow,
he said.
dog.
That's what he said. He said something about paying for mentorship. He was like, you wasn't meant. You was a figure. I was paying for you to be a figure. He's like, I still got love, but yo, at the end, when you think about it, I was paying you to be a figure in my life. Like, it's
Right.
crazy
Without knowing it.
without knowing it.
That's the worst part. And
Yeah.
if you really a mentor to these kids, because I had real mentors when I was coming up, they will teach you about being a person of your word, being a person of integrity, high character, understanding the world that you're about to go into. If you become a professional athlete, like the people you're
Yep.
gonna be rubbing with, how you need to like speak to them, how you got to
Mm-hmm.
code switch, the whole shit, right? Like
Yep.
it's a thing. And instead of people
Yep.
crying about the shit, it just is what it is, man. It's the fucking rules to the game, all right? Like,
Yeah. So
so if you're not able, I feel bad for like Bees. I feel bad fucking like Delonte West. I feel bad for like a lot of people that fall off the sides. You know what I'm saying?
so it's crazy you mentioned Delonte because he talks about Delonte. I didn't know that they played together in China.
Like they played in China.
And,
Yeah, see, Delonte
Beasley
was
kept it.
trying, man.
But Beasley kept it. He was like, he's like, yo, people gotta go through what they gotta go through. Unfortunately, they have to go through a specific thing for their
Yeah.
fit, like because that's what was written for them. You know what I mean? Like, it's unfortunate. So I took that and I was like, you know what? That's real. I can't even knock what he just said right there. You know what I mean?
I
So
mean, yeah, dude. I mean, it looked like a great 2 hours and a half.
yeah, so it's a good listen. Definitely, like for me, it like brings me back. A lot of times with his stories, it brings me back to like when I was an orphan and kind of
Yeah.
like figuring things out in the hood and living from this family member's house to this family member's house, and parents die, so you finally get to have a different type of living. It just
Yeah.
brings me back to like that type of shit.
Yeah.
But his story is a little different. But again, it just kind of it makes me thankful for where I'm at. You know what I mean? Where you at? Where all of our people are at today. But if you want to hear deep stories about certain struggles and everything, and if you're big on that and this come up story, because he's definitely back and he's in great spirits. He sounds so wise too. That's the other thing
Bees.
though. Yeah, like so. I would say check it out, man. Shay, he has this way of asking these questions, like I said, you know what I mean? And I'll give
I'm
that to him.
a
I'm not gonna throw
I'm a,
shade on
I'm
him.
yeah, I'm gonna piece it together. Nah, man, shit. He was successful, man. Like, everybody, look, we all got chapters, man. So this man's moving on to his next chapter, Stephen A eventually.
He gotta stay away from the youngs.
I
That's all
mean,
I'm saying.
I think he would have learned his lesson at this point, but maybe not. I guess time will tell, right?
Yeah.
Leave him
Yeah.
alone, man.
Yo,
Fuck with them
my
aunties, man. Just stick to
fault.
the aunties,
Yeah, fuck your
Just
aunties.
stick to the
Word up,
aunties.
exactly. You got this. You got this, man. Yo, shout out to Mike B's again.
And be on some crazy shit too, nigga. You saw you had Ray J on there?
You talking about Cam Newton, right? Before you say
Yeah.
you gotta
My
clear that
fault, my
up. You
fault.
said you
Not
gotta
not not
clear
it
that.
is what it
Killer.
is. Cam
You
Cam Newton. Cam not Killer, not Killer, nah.
Cam
Nah,
Newton had
Killer
Ray
funny
J.
though. Killer, that's my man.
You right? Did
Yeah,
you
nah,
catch
Cam
any of
Newton.
that? Did you catch any of that? The Ray J?
Yo,
Ray
I
J
ain't gonna front
crazy.
it. I try, man, but Ray J is just like he triggers me, and I just like move on because the nigga be saying some crazy shit sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck? Who does this guy think he is?
Yeah,
Listen,
I see what you're saying.
as a musician, I'm
Man,
sorry, man. I got your sister ahead of you. I don't know if anybody else see it that way, but I got Brandy.
everybody does.
But
What
this
are you
nigga act like
talking
he the
about?
numero uno.
Nah, he don't. He don't. He knows his sister's there. He does like, and they keep him in check, believe it or not. Like you could tell.
I'm sure they do.
He even mentions it like, yeah, my sister don't
Yo,
like this right
Moesha,
now.
get your ass, nigga.
What I'm
Moesha,
about
get
to
in there.
say. She definitely big sis, and he knows she's the joint.
I saw a little bit of the shit, and they was talking about it just wow. He was talking about like 10,000 women. Some crazy. I said, man, I gotta get up out of here.
Yeah,
Fuck this man
he be
talking
with the
about.
shenanigans. He be with the
You
shenanigans.
know, I
And
think there
then
was some
and
serious talk. They was talking about like Chloe and Lamar and something that was going on there, and that. But I just didn't understand what the clip when it started. I was like, what are they even talking about? Like, because it was like Ray J was asking him if he would smash, and I was just like, what? And then Cam is like, nah, I wouldn't smash. Like, I'm like, yo, what is this? Like,
so I like what you did here, right? Because in Cam Newton, I like Cam Newton, right? I think he's dope. I think he's not in line with the way Shay, where the way Unc does his stuff, right?
yeah,
It's more click on that end than on Shay. Unc is very like,
well,
it's
he's
just
got media
straightforward.
training. Yeah,
It's just
Shay got
straightforward, everything.
yeah.
The clips, all of that. The clips are done that way probably more so that you go
Yeah,
into it. You go into it, you know what I mean? But there are some things that I'm like, damn, Ray J definitely done seen a lot of shit. I think he's seen so much shit that it just comes out so crazy.
he's kind of like Orlando Brown, right? Like he been around forever since a kid. He's seen it all, nigga. Like ushkas and all that.
Yo, chill.
Nigga Ray J see, all right.
Them niggas seen North for real. And so it's like,
So it was something. I mean,
they both have to have some type of trauma when you think about it. So
yeah,
this shit comes out weird. You know what I mean? Like he talks about Chris Kardashian, you know, forcing them to do multiple videos. And he talks about how they initially stole money from his sister and his mom. And, you know, they were gonna sue them, right? And all this crazy stuff before they became who they became. They had a
now
hustle.
okay,
He talks about
okay,
how they had a hustle, how they
yeah.
would take the card, how they would spend a certain amount of money, and then they would resell shit or something like that. And so she was like an assistant, clothing or some shit like that or whatever for his sister. And that's how the shit, yeah.
So what they say about this chick is true, because you know they also talked about how like
Well,
she basically
so hold on. I don't want to. This is alleged. I don't know. No, actually,
according to
let me take that back because he says no. This is public record. He says, yo, there's records on this.
yeah. I mean,
He said because I think there was actually a suit that was filed or something like that. So he said, yeah. So he says
yo,
actually.
so you remember?
So yeah, I think.
You remember?
So it's true, like you said.
You remember
Crazy.
Paris Hilton?
Yeah.
And like, what was her claim to fame? Like nothing, right? Like just being popular, basically.
Yeah, and then she did a tape.
She did a tape, right? So it's like there was like a playbook there that homegirl followed.
Except that was bigger money though. So anyway, but yeah, I know what you're saying. There was a string of those.
But the thing is, like,
that kind of
the
went
thing is,
down.
like, though, but the thing is, like, Paris Hilton, she was kind of being herself, whereas Kim was like building herself up to be this, right? Like,
I don't know. There's a lot of people in those,
Paris Hilton, like that last
themselves.
name. Paris Hilton. Like,
yeah. I know what you. I know. That's what I said. There's a lot of money. That's what I said.
Yeah,
That's
a
what I was
lot of
talking
bread.
about.
So it's like
But a lot,
and then her best friend in that show at the time was what you call it, Richie's daughter.
Yeah. I don't want. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, all right.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, that dude. Yeah.
Lionel Richie.
But yeah, a lot of those people they doing things not because they're themselves, because they're trying to be something, right? So like they're trying to be a
Nigga, I'll
specific
say it right
character.
here, man. Hollywood's in trouble. All right. If you know, you know. All right.
Yeah, so I think sometimes with
Music
the rate,
industry in trouble, nigga. If you know, you know. Go sign up for your favorite AI artist.
so I think sometimes with the Ray J shit, I think sometimes he doesn't see so much shit that it just kind of go crazy. Pause the way he
Yeah, I
delivers.
mean, it sounds like nigga be dealing with some real shit, right? Like he said, he got like the pacemaker or some shit like that, and he got like
I just
he got
wish. Yeah,
shit that goes on.
yeah. This goes back to like people like being genuine around you or really trying to help you, stay healthy. You know what I mean? That's another thing too.
Yeah,
He's kind of far out there. So he's 40 something.
I mean, he's seen a lot. You're right. You know, that's like the right way to phrase it. Nigga seen a
Seen a
lot.
lot. You know what I mean? So going into a whole different topic.
Changing lanes.
I wanted to talk a little bit about Colts. You know what I mean? Not the Indianapolis Colts. Colts, right? Like so. First,
People
let's
with
even.
strong followings.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, and a loose term that normally people use is Colts followings. To your point, man, and I just want to kind of clear up like what is a cult first before we go into
Yo, let's play a little game.
what's this game.
How many Colts do you know? Like,
Yo,
I know about Charles Manson. I remember they considered that joint to be a cult situation.
Jim
Then
Jones
there was
shit.
like, wasn't there like them Jim Jones? Yeah, Jim
Yeah,
Jones
Jim
shit.
Jones shit.
That's two.
You had is Scientology a cult? No.
I think. I mean, in some pockets, but not officially, right?
Yeah, it was Sarah Lawrence joint, the sex cult. I
Sarah
heard
Lawrence.
about
Hold on. You know
college
what?
in I
I don't
think
know them by
Bronxville.
like. I don't know them by name like that too much,
Yeah, neither do I.
but I know that there's like, I see so many of them like on HBO, whatever. There's always like a documentary of like,
Yeah,
maybe
there's
like
some.
the I'm the savior complex chick. You seen that one
Yes,
with? You got
yes.
that one, right? Where they like trying to save everybody in these African villages. They just causing more damage, killing people.
There was another shit like upstate New York. I can't remember what the name was, but there was another one up there. I think that was another
What's the Lawrence
sex
shit? What
cult.
is it called? Lawrence what?
Sarah Lawrence College sex cult.
Sex calls.
Sex cults, yeah, that was crazy. And then I feel like there's some, and I'm not trying to like, cause I'm not trying to disrespect any religions or nothing like that, but there's been people. What do you say that? How did you say it earlier? Weaponize, like they
Yeah.
weaponize religions to
To
build the
get the to
following. You know what I mean? So like, so
and
apologies if
I don't want to be
if I say a
that's a
religion or something like that. Like
yeah.
I'm not trying to like say that the religion itself is a cult. What I'm
No,
saying is like
that charismatic figure
they
is
utilize,
using the theology, the beliefs.
because there's definitely like Mormon, there's definitely Christians also. Like there's yeah, you name it. They use them to weaponize this stuff, but I can't think of any others. There was one that I found out most recently about, and it was called the carbonation.
Yo,
Mo-
you was talking to
Motherfucker.
me about what is that, right? You was
So
kind of talking to me about
I
it.
do remember that one specifically. Carbonation, that's crazy. So yeah. Could you remember? What are you doing? You were looking up the Sarah Lawrence College joint.
Yeah.
There's a documentary on that one too, though. But I know there's a
Hold on.
documentary coming out about this, the one that I just
Okay.
mentioned as well.
All right. Nah. So I wanted to have some fun. So basically, I asked it, what are some famous cults?
Yeah, what it came up here?
The People's Temple, number one, Jim Jones. We got
People's
that one.
Temple. We said that, yeah.
That was in 1978, and it was over 900 members. Damn, 900 people, bro. Crazy.
Yo,
Key traits: extreme isolation, paranoia, and a
yep.
charismatic leader. Didn't I just say that? Who demands absolute loyalty. Nigga, you ain't
These are the.
God. Nigga, I'll kill
This
you
is
right now if you don't got
how
security.
how are you? So here's the thing. Here's what what type of mind state does a person like? How does a person get to a specific mind state where they can accept being treated a certain way by another individual that is claiming to be a savior, you know, a king, whatever, right? Like, accept getting slapped, accept getting,
I don't want
you
to be
know,
harsh.
abused,
I don't
accept
want to be
getting talked
harsh
to. Yeah,
because
I just can't.
I don't want to be harsh because we've been talking about fraudsters ever since we turned on this podcast. All right,
Yeah,
fraudsters
yeah,
everywhere, all the time, everything.
yeah,
Nigerian prince scams, the whole
yeah.
9 yards, right?
Yep, yep, yeah.
But go ahead, look this up. And
MP.
non-character player.
I
That's what them
can't with
people
this.
be.
I can't with this dude.
No, because you can't convince me.
Yo, I was just watching Jumanji.
Hello, Dr. Hart. You know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Bro, Brave or Bravestone, something
Yeah,
like that.
it's the Bravestone,
Ruby
yeah.
Roundhouse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you though. We not trying to.
I'm not trying to be insensitive, but it's
That's,
like for us to sit on screen right now and try to logically think about it, we wasting everybody's time.
yeah, my fault.
There's no like,
You're right.
bro, like, cause when you watch these documentaries and you see some of the things, you like, fucking serious? Like,
Yo, it's
you
crazy.
know
It's
what's a
hard
great
to.
movie on HBO? This shit with Malkovich. I forgot, Opus or something like that it's called.
Yo, Opus is crazy.
Opus is crazy, chat. Like, go watch it.
You
It's
right. It's
crazy.
John Malkovich. Yo, Opus is crazy. It's nuts. Hands down.
Right?
Hands down. Yo.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but you know, the journalist gets there to do like the profile piece
You
because he's
spoiling.
like a musician.
It's all right. I did mad spoilers earlier. Go
I didn't
ahead,
spoil it. That's part of the plot. There's a famous musician
Yep.
who's gonna come out with a new album or something like that, right? And the magazine or the newspaper's doing a profile piece on him. They send the
Yo,
reporter,
that shit is
and
wild.
that's when the adventure starts.
Shit is wild, yo. Shit is wild.
Shit is actually crazy. All right, yo,
Shit
number
is
2.
wild.
It says Heaven's Gate, which is
Heaven's
the
Gate.
leader was
Shit.
Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles. That was in Rancho Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
Wow, 1997.
That's not too far away.
I didn't really. So you want to hear what the tragedy was? 39 members committed suicide in a coordinated event. They believe that by shedding their containers, their bodies, their souls would board a spacecraft, follow the comet Halley-Bopp,
Chill.
which they believe was hiding behind the comet. So you see what I'm saying? NPC. Impossible, nigga. Like, what? All right. Then you got this other joint. 3 is say Amun Shinrikyo. It's Japanese. But this was known for the 1995 Tokyo subway sarin gas attack. I didn't know about that. There was a gas attack in 1995 in Tokyo, bro. It killed 13 people, injured thousands.
Yeah, we gotta go into that later.
They was attempting to spread Ebola. I do remember the Ebola outbreak.
Okay.
What's the key traits? This was a fusion of Buddhism, weaponizing theology, right? Buddhism, Christianity, and Hinduism with a doomsday prophecy. People, if y'all see a UFO, don't believe it.
You know what's crazy? All right, you don't gotta go into the rest of this. Like, you know what's even crazier? It's like, I think what can make people vulnerable too is whatever's happening in the government, the bullshit. People are looking for a way to escape.
Waco, Texas in 93.
Am I tripping on that?
You're not tripping because people put their trust in the government.
And the thing
maybe
is, like,
once upon a time that was cool. You know what? Maybe like if we was around in the time of the Romans, we gonna trust Caesar in them or whatever, right? Like maybe if this was like World War II, we gonna put our trust in Eisenhower and the boys and all that other stuff. Nigga, 2026, trusting nobody, damn it. I ain't trusting what I see. I ain't trusting what I hear, nigga. Like, you better have some discernment in your life.
All right, Mo. So speaking of real deal shit now. So that's the cold shit, right? Crazy.
Yo, the cold shit is crazy. It was done in Albany. Seen it happen in New York a lot.
That's how, see, I could recall like some stuff happening in New York.
Number 8 was the Manson family.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go into a different topic, man.
Yep. What's up?
you know, I don't know for how many years we've been talking about climate control, stuff like that, right? Like, there's just been all this climate talk since we were probably kids, right?
What's the
Now,
earliest climate talk that you can remember?
I think the biggest for me, because I never was really into politics like that, had to be Al Gore was like the poster child of like the climate, like, you know what I mean? Like climate control, climate,
Yeah.
you know, pollution, whatever, all that type of shit, right? So
So the
right
first thing that
now,
I could remember
yeah.
was that there's a hole in the ozone layer. Remember that shit? That's where it all started for me. Then they also spoke about Florida disappearing, right? Because like the water levels or
Oh, and then they
whatever.
talk about the water level. Manhattan is gonna disappear too,
That's
they
right.
say.
Like they.
Manhattan is sinking right now,
Yeah, sinking,
but they want you to fish. Yo, so
rising. Your facts.
climate system collapse, like with the risk of the system collapsing is rising apparently. Now, when you hear this, does it go back to like, do you feel like you've been hearing this for a long while though?
You ready?
Because the interesting thing is, this is actually, when you think about it, the shift is energy. So technically, climate control and systems is technically underreported right now.
Yeah, that's because they're changing the whole system right now. So they're not gonna say shit. Yeah, I'm gonna pick some of the highlights, all right? Here we go. 68. Overpopulation will spread worldwide. Let me see. Let's go with the 1970s. There's killer bees. 70. Ice age by the year 2000. Still here, baby. Ozone depletion. That was in 74. Department of Energy says oil will peak in the 90s. That was 77. No end in sight. A 30-year cooling trend. Well, now we're in global warming.
Mm.
That was in 78. You see here, rising sea levels will obliterate nations if nothing's done by the 2000s. That was in 1989. Bro, 2002, famine in 10 years if we don't give up eating fish, meat, and dairy. 2005, Manhattan underwater by 2015. 2006, super hurricanes. 2008, Arctic will be ice-free by 2018.
20
Yeah, exactly.
crazy.
Gore predicts ice-free Arctic by 2013. He's wrong again.
So here's something crazy. So you mentioned those things, right? And right now there's a couple that are coming up, right? So the Atlantic circulation is weakening, right? And then they also talk about the Arctic, the biological risk that they're having. They're seeing mosquitoes like spread, like mosquito spread. So what that means is there's longer summers in the Arctic
Well,
potentially and things like
it,
that. Like,
it's
so
just generally warmer
it's
if
just generally warmer.
you
Yep.
could get mosquitoes.
Yep.
But you
Yep.
know what? I just want to use a little bit of logic.
You'll use that logic.
So I'm going what is it? And they say this is happening
Which one? Which one?
in the
Atlantic?
Arctic or where is this?
So the
This is
mosquitoes is
Greenland or Iceland, yeah.
this is the Arctic specifically.
Just the Arctic. Okay.
Arctic specifically. So that could be all of that up top, I believe, or below.
Well, see,
Or is it?
that's a great way to put it.
Oh, what
Is
is it?
this like Antarctic or the Arctic? Like,
It said the Arctic, I think specifically. So we're talking north, right?
all right, let's see. Still a little critical thinking here. I'm gonna ask you, what's the average temperature? Our current temperatures in the Arctic. See what it says.
Yo, would you go to Alaska, Mo? Just to see what's
Yeah,
popping off over there.
yeah, oh yeah.
Not in the in the what is it? The 40
The
nights or
straits.
whatever. We're not doing that though. We're not doing that though.
We're not going to the Bering
I'll go.
Strait to go
I
check it
need to.
out.
I need to see everything. I don't want to be in there too after True Detective. Nah, I'm trying to. I'm trying to, make sure there's daylight when I'm out there.
Yo, for real, dog. We're gonna hit one of them seasons where it's only like the sun don't even go down. It like dips
Yeah.
down but stays
We
up.
do that. We do that. We do that.
It says that
All
the
right.
current temperatures in the Arctic vary significantly depending on the specific location and the time of day, as the region is vast and experiences rapid changes. However, late April marks transition from winter to spring, meaning temperatures are generally rising but still often below freezing in the far north. A snapshot of the current conditions based on the recent data. Temperatures are hovering around 0. That's in the North Arctic. In the North Pole, 0.
So
The general trend, the 30s, which
really,
kind of like 0.
so you're telling me that
So
There's
now
mosquitoes?
let's
There's
think logically
mosquitoes in the
and let's find
30s?
out what kind of temperatures mosquitoes can live in.
Yeah, because that sounds but yeah, it's a certain type, right? Because I'm pretty sure that they're different from the ones in Texas. Crazy.
What do I ask you?
What are the various types of mosquito what are the various types of mosquitoes that live in the Arctic
Are there
or
any what's that shit called? Like straight no. Are there any what do you call it? Like
I don't know what you call it. You're not helping me.
not strand I'm trying to figure out what are there any kind of mosquito
Species?
there you go.
Hold on, I just looked something up too. It says, yes, the Arctic has mosquitoes, and in peak season, they're not just a nuance. They can show up in huge swarms. It says, what species are we talking about? I can't even pronounce this. Aedes nigripes. It says, along with a few related cold-adapted species, they've evolved specifically for extreme environments.
Yo,
How did he survive in the cold? They don't stay active year round. Instead, eggs freeze solid through winter. When temperatures rise, they hatch rapidly. They can go from egg to adult in just a few weeks. The Arctic summer is short, so everything happens fast and all at once.
well, good luck, Antarctica.
Yo, that's crazy. It says, do they bite? Yes, aggressively. Yo, this is
Niggas only
crazy.
got like a
This
week to
is
live. You know
crazy.
they gonna like stock
Yeah,
up.
they wilding out.
They like kamikaze out there. They don't care if they die. Get in the bag. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, that's kind of crazy that they're reporting that. I'm personally of the camp that that's just like, fear and shit like that. And I mean, look, it's been hard for me to keep up with other topics because right now, the number one shit that's flooding my fucking timeline is a bunch of UFO shit.
Hold on.
Space Guard.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Just really quick. Yo, so we mentioned the Atlantic circulation, right?
Yeah.
So when people say Atlantic circulation, they're usually talking about the Atlantic. I can't even say this joint.
Yeah, that I think it's Meridonial. I think it's Meridonial.
Meridional overturning circulation is basically a giant ocean conveyor belt that moves water, heat, and energy
Well,
around the planet.
you know how they say, "Oh, El Nino this year." It's like referring to how you got that current that goes.
So yeah, it
So
says
they're
like
saying.
yeah.
So what they saying? They saying that that shit is reversing. Let me see.
Why does it matter? Keeps Europe warmer. Without it, places like United Kingdom and Norway will be much colder, more like Canada at the same latitude. Influences weather in the US, including areas like Houston, affects storms patterns, can influence hurricane behavior. You just kind of said some of this stuff. Impacts rainfall and heat distribution. It's the sea level plus the ecosystem. It can raise the sea levels across the East Coast, impacts fisheries and marine life. So those are kind of like some of the things. What's the
You know what
concern
else
right
can
now?
affect all of that shit? HARP. That's right. HAARP. Y'all niggas look it up.
I guess that's how we leave that. I guess that's how we leave that. But this shit continues. We gotta, we cannot ignore the signs and focus purely on energy. You gotta like just look at these signs, y'all. Please. Just
Everything is
keep the
about energy.
awareness.
Everything is about energy, right? They constantly suppress emerging tech for some reason or another. I mean, look at what is it called? Plastoline, your man Julian Brown.
Yeah. Yo,
That's all about energy. Like the whole reason why his momentum has stalled is because you can't be. Listen,
we can't be
throw
what?
out tons of trash, bro. Like you know how
Facts.
like
Factual.
your new
Tons.
gas station, nigga, your new gas
Tons.
station will be going to the dump instead of going to the gas station. You'll be mad. Saying so song, all of
Yeah.
them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they'll be mad. They'll be mad. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's all about energy.
I just wonder why he hasn't popped off. Hopefully somebody
I
helps him
mean, well,
out.
did you see the
'Cause
clip when he was
makes
on Earn
sense.
Your Leisure that I was telling you about?
I didn't see the full
Yeah,
discussion
I
or
mean, a lot
anything.
of it has to do with he's just being cautious, man.
Yeah. I did see that part.
You know, he's
They
being
was like,
cautious.
"Yo, do you travel with the patents?" He's like, "Nah, fuck out of here."
Yeah.
you think we doing?
And I
But
liked in
yeah,
the interview where he spoke about the difference between a patent and a trade secret, and how if you patent your shit, you basically
yep,
letting them know everything that you got.
yeah, facts.
But if you do a trade secret, you gotta get on the
Different.
inside to
It's
see
different. Yeah,
what's going
yeah,
on.
yeah,
And those little things make all the difference.
yeah. And
It's
I'm
just
glad
like
he.
you owning a company and thinking that you good because you got it on the LLC, and then you find out, damn, I should have had it behind a trust
I
though.
should have had this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm glad he shared that, and that's why EYL is good. With these
Oh
conversations
yeah, oh
also.
yeah.
So shout outs to them. Speaking of ICE, but now we're not talking about weather. We're talking about the ICE, that organization, whatever they call themselves. Yo, there's a planning detention center, right? They're trying to plan a detention center to be in Louisiana. I forgot where in Louisiana. But guess what, Lamont? It's contaminated with what they call forever chemicals. So
Man, yo, I tell you
forever
what, the state is probably more than happy to sell that shit to them.
you probably 100% right. I don't want to say I said you probably 100% right.
Bro, not only on some side shit, well, I didn't hear about this, but let's see. Oh my God. You said in Louisiana?
Yeah, so you talking like asbestos, you talking, you
Wow.
know,
This
what
shit is
else?
crazy. So I asked it as ICE planning detention centers. Damn, I got excited about this topic, nigga.
It works?
This shit says yes. ICE. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement
Terrible,
actively planning and expanding detention centers with
terrible,
significant
terrible.
focus on converting large commercial warehouses and former military or industrial sites into massive
Yes,
holding facilities.
yes, and that's what this one specifically, I think it's like it's an air site for something. I can't remember, but it's like it's that type of environment. So that makes sense why, but it's like, yo, you're gonna put people in a
But yeah, it says
contaminated
Louisiana, ICE is planning a facility for children and families.
children and families. Thank you. I just, let's say that one more time, Mo. Children and families before they get deported, right? Before deportation.
Yeah, ICE is
So you
planning a
so
facility
you
for
just
children and families at the England Air Park, formerly England
there you
Air
go.
Force Base,
Airport.
a site with extremely high levels of forever chemicals. Yes,
And y'all
we've
with the
had
shits. And y'all with the
in the
shits.
groundwater.
Hurt trying to hinder people before they go. How wild is that, bro?
It says levels reported to be hundreds of thousands of times above federal limits.
We gotta follow this because I wonder if it's not open technically, right?
What I don't know. It didn't say.
Now, I just want to figure out, like, maybe we follow it to see if they actually open it. If they open it,
Texas.
that is crazy. If they open it, that is so crazy. That's crazier than alligator fucking Alcatraz.
Is that shit even for real? Is that thing still up? We gonna have to investigate that.
I think it's open alligator Alcatraz still, or they may have like decided to pull away from it. But I think it was open for a little while at least. I don't know if it's still open, but that's crazy, right? Yeah. But
Yo, so
anyway,
this is the plan, dude. The goal is to convert approximately 23 warehouses nationwide, which could
this is
increase
crazy.
total detention capacity to roughly 92,600 beds. Yo, maybe they want to put away, maybe they want to shut down the private prisons. So they got to build detention centers and shit. I'm just spitballing. I'm
This
trying to
is
figure
this
out
is
like what the fuck, like we got this many criminals in America, nigga. Like,
this is how we're reusing. This is how we're repurposing spaces. We've talked about repurposing, old like Olympic centers or armories and all this other stuff. Like, can we just try to get creative in a better way? Like, can we try?
yo, they've
Like,
purchased
what the fuck?
commercial. I've heard on separate reports, dog, that they
Yeah.
not only have they bought these places, they've even overpaid for them just for the fuck of it. Like, it's crazy, dog.
Yo, yo, so crazy.
So
I can't.
reports
I
indicate
can't.
that they spent millions of dollars to acquire 11 massive facilities in 8 states, including Utah, Georgia, and New Jersey. Utah, Georgia, and New Jersey. There was a drone episode last summer in New Jersey. Maybe that got something to do with it.
Well, you right. Here you go.
Damn, yo.
Here you go. Yo,
Anyway,
speaking of,
so the cover story is this to deport people, but I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, that's
Stay
crazy.
tuned, nigga. Grab your popcorn.
Families, nah, we gotta chill. So
Yo,
you
man.
just you talked about drone. We're not gonna talk about drones specifically.
Yo, cause
Next
you know
out,
in Shreveport, nah, I ain't gonna go there. We'll say that for another one.
next we want to talk about AI once again. AI.
Me and your
So
boy AI got more in common. Or not that AI, just balling and rhyming.
yo, first we gotta talk about the pricing, right? The discrimination concerns that are out there.
Okay.
The Federal Trade Commission, right? You know, and the major concerns around, you know, the probing and, you know, AI partnerships with companies and all this stuff, right? So where do we want to start with that? Where do we want to start? Do we want to first start just like
I want to start
with,
by having a fair assessment of the situation at hand. Okay.
okay, how are we gonna do this?
Let's just think about it in a micro setting. Yo, how has AI worked for you?
For me,
Yeah.
AI is pretty good. I
Aside
you know,
from being a really good search assistant, please proceed.
yeah, so I use it as a thought partner, right? That's what they say to use it as. So pretty much what I do is I ask it specific questions. Sometimes I have to ask the same question in 3 different ways. That makes sense. Just to
Mm-hmm.
really kind of get enough details out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't take everything that it gives me, right? And I kind of take bits and pieces of it to help me stretch my thoughts pause, right? And be able to kind of get clear and clarity around specific things. That's like the biggest thing that I use it for, right? So
That's probably 98% of us,
yeah.
right?
But that's kind of where they want it right now. That's like the biggest practice right now, right? There's other things it can do, like assistance stuff. It could do calendar invites for you. It can take notes for you. It can, you know, there's a bunch of different things that it's able to do as well. But it's not this extensive stuff that major corporations may have in the depths of it, right? So for their regular employees, they probably have general access. And then for a specific layer level, they probably have advanced subscription levels to be able to do different things. But there's even, I think, a higher level that we have no idea about. And that's where those conversations in the past have been, where there's some executives that say there's levels of specific AI that's really dangerous, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these are conversations that we are not involved in at all, right? And specific like owners, they may have this access level to the AI where the AI can basically show you numerous things, can help you in so many different ways, right?
So,
That's my thought. I'm not saying that's the concrete, you know,
well,
truth.
as of today, Nvidia is trading at $215.97, which is nearing or pretty close to its 52-week high. And all this while gas is $4.50 a gallon. All this while, well, we haven't checked the jobs report, but it's the end of April, so that should be interesting coming out in a couple of weeks. The jobs report for
That'll be a mid-May.
April, which will probably get lost or something will happen because we still haven't gotten March's numbers, right? I don't even know.
No, we had it. It was about 60,000.
Okay. And so here's the problem that I have with the AI narrative.
Okay.
The problem I have with the AI narrative is that they point to individual stocks as some sort of barometer for what's really happening.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is it just doesn't seem like corporations have quite figured out how to fit it into their current operation. You know, they're like trying things, but it's not, you know, it's not quite
I think right now,
to the point where you can justify firing like 1 million people.
I agree. I agree with you. I was just about to say, I think just listening to you for a second there and just thinking about things a little bit more, I think right now AI is just the grand hustle right now.
It's a grand hustle, right? So they've already front ran all of us, right? Like they already like Microsoft and Nvidia and ChatGPT and Anthropic and Oracle and X and Meta and Amazon, and they've all already invested billions, hundreds of billions of
Yeah,
dollars
and we
into
make
AI. So now it's time for them to convince us that it's as great as they thought it was, because if we don't invest, they can't take their profits. So
yeah.
right now the ruse is on, right? Like you said, right now it's about,
And
yo, this is gonna be the next big thing, yada yada yada. Meanwhile, Tim Cook is like, I'm out of here in
yeah,
September,
he
bro.
did. He did do stuff.
You
Now
know, I'm
it's
dipping.
crazy because people be like, "Yo, Netflix prices." You know, we talked about Netflix earlier, but you're like, when you look at the AI prices, that's not being advertised, but those are going up. The subscriptions for AI is going up. It's not going down.
They're consuming energy, right? They gotta pay that energy bill.
So that's the whole thing, right? It's like, how is that not concerning? You know, but you're over here publicizing Netflix prices going up. But
And
y'all not feeding, y'all not saying like, oh, can y'all afford this AI shit? And do you really need to afford it at this point? You know, some instances, yes, but the
I think it all
majority,
depends. All right, so the biggest issue with AI is that
and we're
it
not
gave
trying to
it
deter people from
no
using
no no no.
AI. We're not trying to
No,
deter
no,
people
no.
at
You just
all.
have to use it. You just have to, we just want you to recognize where
Yeah,
it's really at on the product roadmap.
yeah.
It's at the very beginning. It ain't where they telling you it's at, right? Like it's at the very fucking beginning of things, right? Like, and the
But
reason that I
Mo,
say that is because you can exit things, and there's like tons of stories out there. I'm not making this shit up. You guys can go look it up. All the hallucinations that happen, all the things that happen. So what happened with Claude is they got this well, that's what they call it when the AI just starts making
first,
shit up and you think it's real, because you're not going to the I'm not going to the library to be like, is
I
this
think I know
correct?
where you're about to go. I think I know where you're about to go. Before you go into Claude, can we talk about who owns Claude? Who is the parent company of Claude, and you know what their deal is? Can we do that
So
before we
there's
go into Claude?
so
Because I feel
yeah,
like
all
a
right.
lot of people don't really fully understand. Like when we bring up the behaviors of Claude and the different hacks, why is it significant? You know what I mean? So maybe we just kind of go through, you know,
Okay,
Anthropic,
so
right?
first thing is everybody knows, what is it, Chat GBT? Is that
Yeah, yeah.
no, OpenAI? That's the name of the company, OpenAI,
OpenAI,
right?
yes.
Okay, so
They
OpenAI is
mhm.
the company, and Chat GPT, whatever number they on for, is the product, right? That's the AI. So you have that similar dynamic from various type of AI providers, right? So for instance, Gemini, that's Google's AI, Copilot, Microsoft, Claude is Anthropic's,
So,
Grok is
yeah.
X's, you know what I'm saying? And so I guess the best way to think about it is like, well, when you use AI, let's say we're in the media space, right? So if we wanted to make a video, you wouldn't use Claude. That's not what Claude's strength is, right? It's just like anything else. Claude's
Yeah.
strength is somewhere else. So, you know, by all accounts, like if you want to make videos and things like that, you use Sora. Sora is like the best one that
Yeah.
makes like those
Yeah.
AI videos and all that stuff. And it's gotten a lot better, but you know, one thing that I've noticed, you know, pro tip, if you wondering if it's like an AI video or not, the ones that look like super polished, those are like totally AI videos, right? Like you can't fall for those, man.
The reason why I wanna bring up, like, the parent company is because I think a lot of times when we are finding these articles or the information that surfaces regarding the hack, think I could be wrong, but I could have sworn it comes up as Anthropic, not Claude.
No, it comes up as
It's come as a Claude? Is it
it's gonna
coming up
come
as
up.
Claude?
It'll come up. What?
Or is
Wait,
it
what do you
coming
want?
up as that? So when you have been finding out, you know, let's say the recent hack, right? I forget what you said it was, Mythos
Oh, the
or
mythos, yeah.
yeah. When you find that article or you find that
Mhm.
does it specifically call out Claude or does it introduce it as Anthropic?
Claude.
Okay, so it does. Okay,
Yeah, it comes
okay,
out. Yeah, it's addressing the tool, not the company.
okay, and
So when you go through it, like if you Google like Claude hack, then it's gonna tell you about the two
Yeah.
major hacks that have happened, right? So like the first, and then I saw some further details saying that the person who
Yeah.
programmed, huh?
It's just funny because it says, what makes Anthropic different? It says safety first approach. But we've just had, so recently you had the Mexico, right? Was it Mexico government that was hacked?
They
Something like that?
hacked all the citizens of Mexico.
Yeah.
So well, this
Yeah.
was a user, right, who got
Yeah.
Claude to capitulate. He kept
Yeah.
asking, and Claude's like, "No, I can't do that kind of stuff." And then finally, he got clever enough, or accident somewhere, he was like, "All right, fuck it, let's do it."
And now, most recently, there's another hack, right?
And
So
now,
you
most
said,
recently,
and where does
a
this one,
small group of unauthorized users gained access to the Claude Mythos preview model, okay? And what Claude, the Mythos preview, it's basically where you put the code in and it checks to make sure that the code is correct. And then because it's artificial intelligence,
right?
when it's incorrect, it just automatically corrects it without you, human being, having to tell it, correct it. So we're starting to enter a part here where the AI agents can just code for themselves. But the problem with that is it's not human, so it doesn't know, like, it doesn't, there's going to be situations where it doesn't know, like, yo, this is wrong or this is right,
Right.
because it doesn't have the human context to it.
So do you
I
do
guess the
you
best thing,
do you think that so I mean when you hear this, right, automatically you think, is this good? Is this a threat? Where is this a threat?
if
Who is in
the
danger?
well, if the agent, it's a threat if the agent can just turn around and do whatever it wants. Okay, if you want a good idea of what I'm talking about, go watch Tron Ares, and basically you'll see, like, the AI, they just start writing code, they just start
It's
3D
doing its
printing
own thing.
themselves,
Yeah,
it's
you're
doing its
right.
own
You're
thing.
right. Yeah.
We don't need you humans, like, we know what we doing,
Right. Right.
except you
Right.
don't,
Right.
right? And so that's the danger, right? And of course, like you said, Elon made a good point, right? Let me see. We were looking at it earlier. Damn, I lost it. There it is. He was making a good point. He's like, bro, we named it Open AI because it's supposed to be open source. It's
Open
supposed to be
source. Yeah.
free. Now all of a sudden, Open AI is 30% on, or what is it, 10 billion? 10
Mm-hmm.
billion invested by Google into Open
Yep.
AI. So now you're
Yep.
for profit, like,
Yep.
and so
Yep.
the biggest problem, so we could get to like the FCC, what is it, FTC, FCC? The biggest problem is, like, you have this incestuous, like, circular investment happening where they're not really competing. It's almost like they're bonding together to make sure they survive, right? Because, like, if I invest, 10 billion with you, and then you turn around and invest 5 billion with me, and I turn around and I invest 10 billion with Nvidia because I need their chips to run like this AI. Now everybody's just in it together. One of
Yeah.
us go
Yeah.
down, we all fucking go down. That's what they
They all
setting
a
up
part
right
of the
now.
circulation. Yeah. They
Yeah.
all a part of the circulation. Got you. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So
That's the biggest concern, is that these things are all connected in a way that kind of like the banking system, right? The finance system, right? Like, where, like, one collapse happens in this one, and there's like this contagion effect where investors or depositors or whatever, they all catch wind and they like, yo, I got to get my money out the bank before, and it just
mhm,
becomes this domino effect. And I feel like they're setting up that same kind of condition in
it's
the
in a
AI
whole
space.
like
Sure.
like again, didn't we just say it? It's the new grand hustle. So
And guess what? After this little AI thing is over, maybe we'll have another big crash like the dot-com boom. I don't know.
yeah,
But after it's all over, they're gonna have to come up with something new, right? So it'll
yeah,
probably be like quantum computing. Oh, shit is
that's
crazy.
that's big talk
That's
too.
the next one, right?
That's the big talk. Yep.
That's what's on the on pre. That's what's on deck for the next investment round.
Yeah.
The only question is
And
how fast.
how fast you can get to the moon. Yo, so
Yeah, facts.
speaking of missing scientist reports,
Yo, bro, I don't even know.
connection to
Like,
the
I feel
correspondent shooter. What are you talking about here?
Yo,
Are we do we
man.
do we what's going on?
Nah,
What's
yo,
going on?
I ain't find all the receipts on that, dog, but I
You
have
ain't
my
oh,
suspicions,
see,
yeah.
see. Oh man, my bad, y'all. I
What's the
should
nigga
have
name?
not
Cole
said.
what? Cole.
I don't know his name. You the one looked it up. I
Hold
was
on.
like, yo, that's crazy. I was like,
Hold on,
that's
I'm bringing up.
crazy. All I know is there was reports of missing scientists, and then you was like, yo, did you? I was like, oh, I didn't hear that part, but all right, I'm gonna run with it.
Hold on. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Cole Allen. My bad. That's the first thing
Cole
to come up.
Allen, that's the dude.
That's the shooter.
But apparently, like, there's a bunch of scientists. I think it was it related to UFOs? It was
Yes and
it has
no.
something to do with,
Okay. I'm going
it
to
has
try to
something to
speak
do,
carefully about the scientist thing, but it's not UFOs necessarily. It's
yeah,
more like the propulsion systems that allow UFOs to move the way they do,
okay,
right? And like the technology around
around that, okay,
reducing so basically, to try to put it in layman's terms, man, I'm gonna do my best. I was really struggling with the AI shit too, but yo, listen. Basically, what the technology does is it creates. So you know how when you're in a car or you're in a plane, you basically going against the wind, and we make like wings and we make this and we try to make it aerodynamic and airflow and all that shit. So basically, the propulsion technology that they were working on is in the front, not as opposed to the right, like as opposed to us like dragging.
yeah,
They meet the situation in the front and you don't even
front,
feel it in the vessel, right? Like whatever you're
yeah,
traveling in. So that
wow,
allows you to just like travel through space and time because
yeah,
you cut all
wow,
the friction out. And so each one of them had something different compartmentalized that they were working on.
yeah,
But because they're all falling in such a public way and people are like watching it, now you can start to put their individual disciplines together and you see what the fuck they were working on.
that's crazy.
Yeah, yo, listen, I've been trying to tell you, we got some crazy technology out there, man. Like Trump ain't bullshit when he said, yo, we got some shit. All right, we don't have any technology. China got us by the fucking balls. We finished. Is that better?
And there you have it, y'all.